Day for tonight and tomorrow morning for foggy weather. It could get thick out there. Will we see any rainfall? We'll let you know.
Plus, the National Weather Service office in Birmingham has changed the number of tornadoes reported in April of 2011. How social media led to the discovery of a previously undocumented twister. Plus, breaking news concerning Hurricane Melissa. And your pictures of the beautiful fall color from around the area.
Live on your side. First Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
And thank you for staying with us for Weather Extra. Meteorologist Tania joining us, Tania Michelle joining us again. Tania, you and I were talking about just how soupy it felt out there today, and that could lead to some foggy issues tonight. Yeah,
and when you incorporate those very settled wind conditions across the area, I definitely think it could get a little scary tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and tonight and even today, you could really tell out there. It's kind of drizzly, a little misty, and those clouds did hang on a bit longer than we expected, and that's one of the reasons why we didn't quite set records today, even though we saw some cloud breaks in the parts of west Alabama. Right out the gate here, though, I want to let you know we have called First Alert Weather Day, and this will be between 9 o'clock tonight, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm concerned, especially in areas to the south, that visibility could drop off less than a quarter mile tomorrow morning. And even besides that, there's still a little bit of drizzle and mist, and those roads are going to be a little damp out there, so just take it easy, take it slow. You can see this is a live look from Gardendale, and I've been watching this, and this is one of the great things about our sky vision. We have eyes in the sky out there, so we, see what's actually happening with our weather, and you can clearly tell that the visibility is starting to drop off in this area. And one of the key variables, the dew point, which has come way up, this value was really low, bottomed out on Monday. That's why we had so many fires around the state, and now the air, you can feel that mugginess. That's really helping out with respect to the fire weather conditions, but it is going to make for a soupy setup. So the temperature falls, dew point and the temperature kind of meet up, relative humidity peaks out at 100%, and you have some fog development, and that's what we got to watch out for the overnight hours. Look from Coleman right now, also looking a bit hazy, 63 over 63 there, and a light wind out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. Current visibility, you can see down to 8 miles at Aniana, showing parts of Coleman County, some lower visibilities in areas to the south. I'd mentioned these are locations. There's actually dense fog advisories down into the southern part of the state. And looking at the visibility forecast guidance, and through the overnight, you can see chances are that's going to really drop off there into the morning tomorrow. So really watch out 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning for some foggy conditions to start your Thursday. Big question, tomorrow will we see more sun than today? We've got all this moisture lifting in, and in a month like November, when you have this kind of west to southwest flow set up, sometimes it's tough to get the clouds out of here, but if they do break, it's really going to heat up tomorrow, and it could be an all-time record as far as hot weather tomorrow if we see that. 80 degrees is what we're showing. I think the clouds may stick around again for most of the day, which would keep us in the 70s, but some of those locations out there, it's going to feel hot tomorrow later in the day. So it's not just hot, it's hot and humid across Alabama. And notice the winds not too gusty. We stay in that south to southwest flow. There's a front that's over Tennessee. It's north of us, and like last night, there might be more storms just north of Alabama. That's why I think tomorrow we might catch a few isolated showers, but our better chance for storms, scattered rainfall on Friday. And I know it's warm, it's late fall, and when you're talking about warm temperatures this time of the year, you start thinking about severe weather. Not seeing an organized severe weather risk, although Friday we do need to be alert for the threat of lightning. That's going to be an issue with any storm that pops up. Morning showers possible Saturday. We'll get rid of that rain by lunchtime. So going into kickoff time for the afternoon games on Saturday, looks dry right now. I think we'll have some leftover clouds, and we actually trend a little bit cooler by Sunday and Monday. But if you want to catch some fall photos, take some pictures, put up some Christmas lights over the weekend, maybe get ready for Thanksgiving there. Looks like we're going to be talking about dry weather for Sunday at this time. And by Thanksgiving, speaking of the big holiday coming up, next week we got some new model data this afternoon. Some of the deterministic guidance is showing a system that stalls out, which would mean Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday and next week, we could be talking about some wet weather. So a lot, Tania, that we're going to be tracking, but we've certainly had a lot of breaking news today with respect to what's happening in our weather.
Oh yeah, Wes, this is just new information today concerning the April 2011 tornado outbreak. A previously undocumented tornado has been added to the list of tornadoes that hit on April 15th. This one has actually been rated an EF2 with winds topping 120 miles per hour, and it started in some Sumter County and actually stretched into Greene County before crossing over into Greene County. It actually hit near the Forkland area. The tornado track was almost 9 miles long and 375 yards wide. It destroyed a home on County Road 69 and rolled 2 manufacturer homes as well. 2 churches were also damaged on County Road 20. Earlier this year, social media posts alerted National Weather Service meteorologists to a potentially undocumented tornado on April 15, 2011. Take a look at this full screen here. After seeing the social media posts and doing an independent investigation, the National Weather Service survey team was able to confirm that it was an EF2. In a post by National Weather Service Birmingham announcing the new tornado, meteorologists noted it was important to make sure the record of storms that month were correct and both accurate and also credible. The post also noted the people of Forkland deserve to have the record corrected to reflect and validate the impact and suffering they experienced. With this new tornado, the official tally of tornadoes from April 15 statewide is now 46. The only single day with more occurred 12 days later on April 27th, 2011, when 62 separate tornadoes hit the state. And this just in, within the last couple of hours, researchers have verified a record wind gust in Hurricane Melissa. Just before Melissa made landfall, hurricane hunters measured a 252-mile-per-hour wind gust via a dropson. At the time, the National Hurricane Center called it a potential record, but needed to make sure the data was accurate. That verification is now complete, so Hurricane Melissa now holds the record for strongest wind gusts ever recorded, surpassing the 246-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Typhoon Maggie in the Western Pacific in 2010.
All right, welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. Let's talk about this rain coverage here over the next 6 days. So tomorrow we may start out, I mentioned some fog in the morning. We had that First Alert weather day to start, maybe some drizzle around, and then notice there a heavier rain to the north of our coverage area for tomorrow. Now by the time we get to Friday, we see a better chance for showers and storms. It's not an all-day washout, so if you have plans, I talked to my sister-in-law. She's a teacher. They had a field trip plan, and it looks like Friday is a day you might run into some rain there mid to late morning, but into the afternoon we're going to be talking about some breaks and then maybe some returning scattered showers into the evening. It's going to be hit or miss. It's kind of like a summer setup. So I just watch the radar, check for those alerts on the weather app, because there will be a few storms possible, but not a major organized severe storm risk. Now Saturday we start out with morning showers, a front that's going to pass through. Afternoon looks dry, some leftover clouds. Sunday, Monday right now look dry, but here comes Tuesday and next week, and that's that system I'm telling you about. We're trying to get a handle on it. It still looks like we might see some rain that may last into that Wednesday, big travel day, and also into the Thanksgiving holiday. So plan for the possibility of some wet weather, and the milder temperatures will hold on. Gradually we'll see some cooler air return, but it's not like we have a major Arctic blast that's going to move in later next week. It looks like we gradually get back to where we should be for this time of the year. But that's all. We're going to be talking about that in the extended forecast. We'll go beyond the 10-day that is coming up. But right now I want to head over to Matt. We've got your first look at the kickoff forecast for the big games happening this weekend.
It is hard to believe football season's almost over with, getting ready for the playoffs. But hey, let's talk about football forecasts going into this weekend. We've got Samford and number 3 ranked Texas A&M. It's probably going to be the hardest game for any of the Alabama games this weekend. They're going to be traveling to Texas A&M. We're looking at maybe a chance for an isolated shower with a partly cloudy sky. Kickoff temperatures in lower 70s, likely warming into the mid-upper 70s for that game. And then you got Jacksonville State. They're traveling to Florida to take on FIU, and we are looking pretty good. Mostly sunny, and it's going to be very warm for that kickoff temperature of 81 degrees. Let's talk about more football games, shall we? Here in Birmingham, we've got UAB football. They're taking on South Florida. That should be a good game in Protective Stadium. Kickoff temperatures at 2 o'clock in the mid-70s, likely cooling down into the lower 70s by the end of the game. we're looking at a partly cloudy sky. There could be an isolated shower, but I think the bulk of the rain Saturday will occur during the morning hours. Then we've got Alabama, of course. They're taking on Eastern Illinois, and a little bit of an earlier kickoff at 1 o'clock. We're looking at a partly cloudy sky. And once again, we may see a stray shower early in the game, but I think most of the rain will be off to the south and east. But it is going to be warm. We're looking at kickoff temperatures in the mid 70s, maybe some upper 70s by the end of the game, or by halftime, and by the end of the game, cooling down into the mid 70s. And then finally, we got Auburn. They're taking on Mercer. And Mercer's a pretty good football team. I think they've only lost one game so far this year. And we're looking at a small chance for a brief shower at kickoff at 1 o'clock, mid 70s, maybe briefly warming up to the upper 70s to near 80 by halftime. And then by the end of the game, mid to upper 70s, once again, just going to hold on to a small rain chance. So overall, weather shouldn't be a major issue for a lot of football games happening this weekend.
Explore the wonders of weather with Weather in the Classroom. Scan the QR code now to help your kids soar to new heights with Soar with 6.
It's picture time here on Weather Extras, where you send in the pictures that you've taken on your mobile device, probably your phone. Just do a scan here of the QR code or do an app search for WBRC First Alert. Scroll down to the bottom, you can see where to submit photos and be a part of our team. Look at this. Donna Sorensen sent this in from Pell City. Pell City sunset. Let me get out of the way here. Very, very nice. So we've got a nice fall sunset sent in there, and we've got some lovely foliage as well. Robert Presley sent this in. This is outside the Gallant Post Office. They've got this huge maple tree that is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at the size of the post office compared to this tree. Man, that's a huge tree. Thank you for sharing that, Robert. And we got one more. This was from the edge of the water there, sent in by Laura Edge, so she knows all about that. This is Oak Mountain State Park, and isn't that beautiful? Goodness gracious. And we're right in the peak of the fall color season here right now. Matt Daniel did a graphic that he shared yesterday here on Weather Extra that we are in the peak time for colors. So if you want to send in a picture, just snap a picture in your neighborhood of a beautiful fall tree or just whatever you want to send in. And remember, just scroll down to the bottom of your First Alert Weather app. It'll see a place there to submit photos, and you can be a part of our team here on Weather Extra.
Well, NASA has released the latest images of an interstellar comet known as 3I Atlas. The rare comet was first detected on July 1st. And it's the third interstellar object to originate outside our solar system and pass through it. The interstellar comet was seen zooming past Mars just last month. The object will swing within 168 million miles of Earth on December 19th. And when talking about distance in space, 168 million miles is relatively close to Earth. Our sun is roughly 91 million miles away.
Interstellar spectacular there, Tania, but we've had some incredible space news going on here. Northern Lights, we've had the Leonid meteor showers happening this week, comets going on. Listen, it's going to be foggy overnight tonight. I'm concerned we could see some dense fog late tonight, early tomorrow morning. That's why we've declared First Alert Weather Day, so just take it slow out there. All the soupy air has made a comeback. It's feeling humid, it's muggy. These temperatures won't change much tonight, and as they drop, that increases the chance of seeing even more dense fog during the overnight. So yes, it's a First Alert Weather Day for visibility issues, and we call those First Alert Weather Days when there's, of course, any impactful weather that could disrupt your plans. So you may need to give yourself some extra drive time early tomorrow morning. There's 3 o'clock in the morning, and this is the model data, and it's showing us the guidance is saying, hey, you know, we could see visibility less than a quarter mile across the area. So something like that, it is going to be a very foggy start. There's probably some clouds around again in the morning as well, maybe some patchy drizzle or mist. So just a very, I mentioned soupy, that's about the best way to describe it, start to the day. And all of this warm, muggy air that we're seeing here across Alabama is feeding into storms north of Alabama. All those storms stay north of us tomorrow, so we don't actually have heavy rain. It's just the clouds and just enough moisture to keep things sort of dreary. If we catch some sunshine in the afternoon, though, we're heading to record levels as far as those temperatures later in the day. All-time record highs are possible depending on how much sunshine we get. If these clouds hold on, it'll keep us in the 70s. But November is certainly a month where we can see a lot of cloud cover, so there's a reason why that record hasn't been broken. But we'll be talking about warmer afternoon coming up. So Friday's a day we really got to watch out for the chance for heavier rain and thunderstorms. I'm not seeing an organized risk of severe weather, but the threat for lightning is going to be there, especially afternoon. There's lunchtime, and you'll notice that this is just simulated radar. I mean, this is model guidance, but it shows where we have some rain here around lunchtime. But notice at the same time, some areas we're not seeing rain. So it's not just we're covered up during the day. There will be breaks out there, so take advantage. If you try to wrap up a big job on Friday, those breaks, take advantage of that. Even in the afternoon, you can see there passing showers, but we stay in this unsettled sort of flow here through Friday night, so more of these waves of scattered showers, possible storms could happen into Friday night. And this is the latest model run, but the past few runs of this exact same model showed a much better coverage by 7 o'clock. So all bets are off there as far as, you know, we start Friday morning through Friday night. Just keep an eye on the weather app, because at any moment a storm or shower could pop up. Now by Saturday morning, what's going to happen is the cold front, the actual front, is going to move south, and that's what you're seeing here. You can see how the rain sort of lined up. This is 6 a.m. Saturday morning, but by lunchtime on Saturday, what you see right here, that is going to be south of us. So this will move through quickly Saturday morning. It's not a lot of rain, but once that's out of here, rest of the weekend looks dry until next week. And we're watching next Tuesday for rain to roll in once again. And we got some brand new data today that suggests this system might stall out. And if that happens, well, it's going to bring a chance for some wet weather that could last right into the Thanksgiving holiday. So we have bumped up the rain chance for the Thanksgiving holiday to 40%. Temperatures in the mid 60s, but we are seeing indications that the temperatures will start to back off towards the end of next week. Some cooler air moves in. It's not the polar plunge right away, but you know, back to where we should be for this time of the year. So we'll be talking about some cooler highs and those overnight lows back in the chilly range. And speaking of a drop in temperatures, after we get through Friday, Saturday, that morning front moving through here, look at Sunday and Monday. Highs are in the 70s, but overnight lows, there's going to be some upper 40s on the map, especially early Monday morning. That's going to be a chilly start to the day. So early Monday, a first alert for a colder start, and then next week that rain comes in Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday of next week. But to talk a lot more about that, we go right now to meteorologist Tania Michelle. And Tania, you and I were looking at some of the forecast data, and new guidance just arrived this afternoon. It showed that system next week stalling out.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely could be some very unsettled weather around for the Thanksgiving holiday. Hopefully not, but that's what some models are indicating. So I want to take you beyond the 10-day forecast. First, looking at a precipitation outlook, the middle, really, I would say the 25th through the 29th of November, the end of the month. As we look across the United States, seeing most areas above average as far as rainfall goes, and that includes us right here across central Alabama. Now, comparing weather models, depending on, I'm trying to figure out exactly how much rain and if we're going to see rain on Thanksgiving Day, because I know many of you have plans to be with family. Our Euro model is trending a little bit drier. So comparing these models here, you can see that there's not a whole lot of moisture across the southeast on one model. That's the European model. But on the global model, this one's showing more rain across central Alabama, and that's what Wes was just talking about. But as we take a better look at that global model, this is the model that's showing a stalled system. On and off rain chances throughout next week, not just Thanksgiving, but possibly Wednesday and the Friday after Thanksgiving. So Black Friday, there could be some wet weather around. So that's taking you beyond that 10-day forecast. Now, this model is also trying to sprinkle a little bit of flurries to the north, but don't get your hopes on this. This is still beyond the 10-day forecast, and that model keeps going back and forth. But if that wet weather lingers around and temperatures do drop, that could be a possibility. Looking at temperatures, though, we're starting to see that cold air trying to shift further and further down south. This is November the 25th through the 29th, but here across central Alabama, on average, the models are still indicating we could still be slightly above average as far as temperatures go, but you'll be the first to know, and we'll be sure to keep you up to date. That's that beyond the 10-day forecast. Be sure to stay with us, though. We're back right here for First Alert Weather Extra after the break.
You're watching WBRC 6 News, Alabama Broadcasters Association's Station of the Year.
All right, so we're watching some of these areas to the south for possible fog development. We're already seeing that out there. So we have called First Alert Weather Day. Could see some significant visibility impacts overnight.
Yeah, some of our models really indicating that visibility as low as 0 in some parts of the area,
Yeah, so
especially near those larger bodies of water, for sure.
I mean, first it was air quality, now it was smoke, now we got the fog to deal with overnight tonight. But some rain back in the mix, still looking good for Friday on a rain chance.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then it looks like we start to dry up just in time for your weekend plans, weekend events, getting ready to hit the road, maybe traveling next week. And then that's when things can get a little bit more unsettled.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now it seems like you were showing you mentioned global model, the GFS, the American model. That's one of the models that's really showing that system stalling out. So we might see some rain into the Thanksgiving holiday. So check the 10-day forecast. We'll be updating it on the First Alert Weather app. And how about some beautiful sunrises? We didn't see much sunshine in some areas today, but a beautiful sunrise over a farm in East Alabama. Thanks to Rodney Frazier for sharing that view.
And look at this one. Oh, okay, this one just is beautiful. This tree is gorgeous. This is out in Avondale area of Birmingham. Thanks to Bridget for sending that picture in.
Looks like
it just steals the show.
A bouquet of roses, right?
My goodness,
And
gorgeous.
how about this look at Madison Lake in Gurley? Norma Bryan sharing this lovely view. How about the reflection there off the water?
Oh, I love it, man. If you want to send in your picture, you know we want to see it, and we want to ooh and ah it too. You can do that through the First Alert Weather app. Download it, scan this QR code right here on your screen, or go to the App Store on your phone and search WBRC First Alert Weather. And you can stay up to date with also including the warnings and whatever weather information you're needing for your local area. But it's also a great way to send in your weather pictures, and we'll be sure to show them right here on First Alert Weather
We'll
Extra.
see you tonight at 9.